So let's get right into it. You've heard all the buzz about Mounjaro, maybe your doctor even prescribed it, but then you hit that one massive question. What's this actually going to cost me? I mean, can I even afford it? Today, we are going to break down the real numbers behind the hype.
Okay, let's not beat around the bush. For a 1-month supply, you could be staring at a price tag of around $1,349. Yep, you heard that right. It's a staggering number, and it's really the heart of the problem we're unpacking today.
And just to be crystal clear, this is the list price. It's that sticker shock you feel when your insurance doesn't cover it. If that number seems completely overwhelming, trust me, you are not alone. So let's figure out where this price even comes from, and more importantly, what on earth you can do to bring it down.
So for this first part, we're going to look right past that initial price tag. We'll get into what the drug is, what people usually try first to get a discount, and honestly, why those first steps often don't get you very far.
First off, a little background, because this is super important. Mounjaro, the actual drug is called Tirzepatide, is officially FDA approved for adults with type 2 diabetes. But, and this is key, its sister drug, Zepbound, has the exact same active ingredient and is approved specifically for weight management. This difference sounds small, but as you'll see, it can completely change whether or not your insurance decides to cover it.
Now, what's the first thing most of us do? We hop on a coupon site like GoodRx, right? And look, sometimes they can be a huge help. But with Mounjaro, the discount is, well, it's pretty minimal. You can see here, it might knock $100, maybe $200 off, but you're still left with a bill that's just not realistic for most people.
Wow, this chart really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? You've got the list price and the coupon price, and they're practically neighbors. But then there's this other bar, this tiny little bar sitting at just $25. The gap is absolutely enormous. So the only question that matters is, how in the world do you get that price?
And that, my friends, brings us to the most important part of this whole explainer. We're officially moving from the problem to the actual solutions. Turns out there are two main ways to slash the cost of Mounjaro, and we're going to walk through each one right now.
So that $25 price, it's real, and it's not from some random third-party site. This offer comes straight from the manufacturer, Eli Lilly. Their own savings card program is what makes this happen. This is, without a doubt, the #1 way to get that low price, but it's only for a specific group of people.
So how do you get it? The process itself is actually pretty straightforward. First, and listen closely because this is the most important part, you absolutely must have commercial drug insurance. That's the kind you typically get from an employer. If you have that, you just go to the official Mounjaro website, you answer a few quick questions, and you download the savings card. Then you just show that card to your pharmacist along with your prescription.
Okay, but what if that's not you? What if you don't have commercial insurance? What if you're uninsured or your insurance just isn't very good? Well, that savings card isn't going to work for you. But thankfully, that's not the end of the road. There is another path, and it's something called a Patient Assistance Program, or PAP for short. Eli Lilly, the manufacturer, runs its own PAP through something called the Lilly Cares Foundation. The whole point of this program is to provide the medication for free, at no cost, to people who qualify based on things like their income and insurance situation. Think of it as a safety net, really, for those who need it the most. Okay, so we've got two pretty great-sounding programs here, the Savings Card and the Lilly Cares program. But the million-dollar question, or I guess the $1,000 question is, who actually qualifies for them? This is where we got to dig into the fine print.
And I really want to pose this directly because this is where so much confusion and, frankly, frustration comes from. Do these programs help out everyone who needs the medication? The short answer, unfortunately, is a hard no.
This table makes everything so much clearer. Let's just walk through it. If you have commercial insurance, you're likely eligible for that awesome Mounjaro savings card that can get you the $25 price. But you are not eligible for the Lilly Cares Assistance Program. Now, for the next two rows, if you're on a government plan like Medicare or Medicaid, or if you have no insurance at all, you are not eligible for the savings card. You can't get it. However, you might be eligible for the Lilly Cares program, which provides the drug for free, depending on your income. So the big takeaway is this: the type of insurance you have is the single biggest factor that decides your path to saving money.
Phew. Okay, I know that's a lot of information to take in. So, what should you actually do next? Let's boil everything we've just talked about down into a simple, clear action plan, a little checklist you can use to figure this all out.
All right, if you forget everything else, just remember these 5 key things. 1, the starting price is crazy high, over $1,000 a month. 2, the manufacturer's savings card is the golden ticket to that $25 price, but only if you have commercial insurance. 3,
If you don't, the Lilly Cares program is your next best bet. 4, and this is a huge one, if you're on Medicare or Medicaid, you're pretty much always excluded from that savings card. And number 5, don't just assume. Always go to the official websites and check if you specifically are eligible.
And all of this leaves us with one final, much bigger question. Trying to navigate these programs is complicated, and your access to a medication often comes down to your job or your income. It really makes you wonder, when we have drugs that could literally be life-changing, who should ultimately be responsible for making sure people can actually get them? It's a question that goes way beyond just one prescription.